Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Angel and I'm wanting to kind of get this off my chest a bit. I've actually talked about this in the past, but it is really been I don't want to say weighing on me, but I want to say like just probably just like really in my heart to speak from the heart to let you know that um I'm going to talk a little bit about fear today. And uh in particular, like why it can bog us up and how it affects our life. It affects the quality of our life, and it affects those around you. So I'm going to get into it today. So I hope you can sit back. It's later at night right now, but I'm actually enjoying a decaf coffee. Any decaf lovers out there? I'm not usually a decaf coffee drinker, but at night when I want that like coffee flavoring and just that kind of treat yourself, I'm going to do that. So let's get into this. So growing up, I'd always hear about fear. It was talked about very much like don't be afraid of anything. Don't let fear stop you from doing what you love. Don't let fear be the driver, right? All those things. And I don't know, maybe just because I had parents that always said that to me, it's kind of been instilled in me. But that doesn't mean, as you start to get older, it doesn't mean that it doesn't affect your life day in and day out. And if you've not really been able to heal through things and address the situation, any situation or circumstance as it comes, it can oftentimes really affect your quality of life. And I got to tell you, over the last 5 years, even 10 years, I have noticed the quality of my life really struggling. Now, if you guys don't know much about me, I actually lost my mom next month. It'll be 11 years, which I can't even imagine. I just looked over her picture. Um, just like not having her, to kind of navigate those things. And I just never really thought that I'd be able to function without her. But I'm proud to say that I am functioning without her, but it turns out that she's never left me, right? She's always in my heart and always with me. Her energy's with me. And so I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the journey to even kind of fully understand that, because loss is so painful. And so as I'm navigating losing her, as I'm navigating some stuff that happened to me as a child, all along, fear of failure, fear of what others think about me, fear of how I will, what I actually want to do and be and what I actually love, it could be paralyzing. It could stop me completely. What I've found over the last 5 years is investing in myself was never a selfish thing. And I don't think anyone made me feel like that. I felt like if I kept busy and just worked really, really hard, that would solve a lot of the problems and it would create a healthier lifestyle living because I was doing all the things. But it turns out I was doing all the things and not really taking care of me. So about 5 years ago, I started to really invest into some knowledge about my PCOS that I struggle with, invest a little more in my mental health. And as my husband and I are trying to have children at this point, back then I just thought, well, if I could take care of myself, that inner healing that needed to be done, that it would reflect more outwardly in the way in which I lived my life. I'm sitting here today and I'm just going to skip forward just for a minute here, letting you know that I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. Sure, are there struggles? Yes. Yes, there are struggles every day, day in and day out, and things that can paralyze me in the moment if I let it sneak in. But I notice when I tend to get super busy, I get overwhelmed. And then in my being overwhelmed, I often take things very much to heart. And that's just my personality. That's just who I am. I have a hard time just brushing off my shoulders, letting things be. Um, and I like to think it's my passion and that I really truly care about what others think of me. I also care about others, more importantly. And so I'm the happiest I've been because I have true healing from within that has helped me not be able to, when I'm going through a stressful situation or something that's hurtful, I tend to not bring up a lot of the past. So in the past, I would, get upset. Like, let's just say I was having an issue um, an argument or just a circumstance would come up, I would tend to bring all that other stuff in. So then before you know it, I'd be crying about losing my mom. I'd be crying about the stuff in the past. And it's not like I would just like outwardly pour that out to other people. It was like my own demons kind of coming in and like really trying to manipulate my life and make me stay in the sadness, make me stay in the hurt and the pain. So the only way out is through. And I really learned that in order for me to grow and heal and take everything that I've learned up until this point was to not let that fear of the failure or fear of what others would think or fear of my past dictate my future. See, when you start gaining control over that, you realize that you have something super special. We all have something incredibly special. And the moment I did that was such a moment of lift for me. It was a moment of that weight lifted, that I could slowly start healing, that I didn't have to bring all that stuff in all the time, but I also, that I could help others through my story. That what I went through was not for nothing, right? It was taking those awful things that had happened to me, and although I might not speak about it so vocally, I'm able to connect with others who are struggling through stuff and open up to those who I need to share with. And I found that God has truly provided such opportunities for me to be open to that. And that fear now doesn't get to control the outcome, rather, excitement. And with an open heart and an open mind and an open ear to God, I've found that my overall well being has shifted. So, if you know me, I've always had a relationship with God. I grew up in a Christian family, and it was just what we did. We prayed together, we prayed over each other, we went to church, we listened to Christian music, we always had open discussions that were so important to my overall growth as a human being and growth as a Christian. But it wasn't until this last year during the pandemic that when I really tapped into having a more intimate relationship with God, that I noticed that healing, that was like the last missing piece. So been on this about 5-year journey from God, and he's been telling me, this is what's next. This is what next. And each year it has been fulfilled. So I find that so neat to watch it all playing out how it was intended to be. And this year is another part of that. And so with that opening and listening heart, this was just that added missing piece to the beautiful puzzle he's been creating to connect everything that I've gone through up until now, and everything that I will continue to go through. Just to, that line runs so much deeper now with him. I'm thrilled. I'm absolutely thrilled. I thought it was like we were always okay. Like him and I could pray to him. I could go ahead and talk to him. But I feel like there's a difference between being so open to the blessing and open to listening into the heart. And so I no longer have to let fear drive that fear of failure or fear of, like I said, in particular, of what others think. That has stopped me and held me back in doing things that I love. It has stopped me and held me back because I let something get in my head so much so that it literally changes to me, and now it changes the outcome. And it turns out it doesn't change the outcome, right? It doesn't need to change the outcome. All it needs to do is, obviously I'm going to take it in, I'm going to listen, and then I get to do with that whatever I please, right? Whether it's just a form of, okay, God's teaching me a lesson. I said that to my husband today because I kind of feel like there's a lot of things happening right now. And like I said, when things get a little crazy, that I tend to, kind of put some other stuff aside. And I notice when that happens too, my anxiety level, all those things kind of get out of whack, and that fear comes in, fear of what others are thinking, fear of, not being included, or fear if I'm not including others. Like there's a lot of things that come into play. And so I never want to come, to my healing out of frustration or anger towards myself or judgment to myself. I want my healing to come because of uh, seeing that it does good to heal, and seeing that it does my body and my soul good to meet myself where I'm at. And so, if I could give any advice to anyone watching this, whenever you might be watching this, I need you to know that when you let fear control your life, it can be paralyzing, but through that inner healing, and through connecting, through and healing, uh, it sounds so like just heal, right? And it's just like, well, how do I heal? And probably for me over the last almost 11 years since my mom's gone, and over these last 5 years, and then I picture even this last year, has really been about tapping in, meditating, praying, doing the things that make me happy, that bring me joy. There's a huge difference in your overall well-being when you are doing the things that you love. So if you find yourself right now going to work, getting up and doing it all over again, right? Like getting up, going to work, doing it all over again. Um, if you find that's all that you're doing, but you're like, wow, I don't paint anymore, or I don't crochet anymore, or I don't I don't listen to music anymore. Like, what is it that sparks that extra bit of joy for you? And I encourage you to do it. I encourage you to be more playful and jump around and do the movement, and get outside of your brain for a second and do the things that bring you joy. We have this one life to live, and I certainly hope that I'm able to keep on taking advantage of it, and I hope you can too. Please make sure you take care of yourself, take care of someone else, and I would love to connect with you. I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful day, and thanks for joining me. Bye, everyone.